What's good? What's good? Good morning. This video is brought to you by The Rideshare Guy. It's a YouTube channel. They discuss the gig economy, gig work, etc. They posted a short detailing how for one trip, a rider paid $40 and the driver got paid $10 of that. So the driver got paid 25% of what the rider paid. And I believe that, these companies should be able to exist. They should be allowed to charge a finder's fee, essentially. But to me, 75% seems steep. That seems exploitative. And that's not like the standard cut that they take. In the video, they said that this is kind of like a new low for Uber. But that's what they're going to continue to do, is they're going to continue to push things lower and lower. And I won't get too much into it, but when you have a steady supply of cheap labor, there's no worries. They can push it as low as they want. So anyways, okay, Uber driving us right into technofeudalism. I did try to get punny there, but I want to expand this concept beyond just Uber to corporations in general. Corporations are not capitalistic entities. Corporations are able to lobby the state, the government, for permissions, protections, provisions, privileges, all these special treatments that ordinary citizens like you and I do not get and do not have. Corporations benefit from things like the minimum wage laws because they can wait out the time for small and medium-sized businesses to die because they cannot keep up with the minimum wage laws. And then once the competition is killed, they can raise their prices again. So again, this economy is nowhere near capitalistic. It is much closer to, and we're just cruising right towards techno-feudalism, facilitated by the tech companies and our government working in conjunction with each other to, as I always say, consolidate power and resources. That's all that the ruling class wants to do. It's really a simple concept. Once you wrap your brain around that reality, that the oligarchs, that the elites, their big mission in life, what gives them pleasure, what gives them joy, is the act of consolidating power and resources. It's kind of fucked up, kind of evil. I think it is, at least. But when you finally compartmentalize that, so much around you begins to make sense. When you look at why would a country inundate its people with propaganda? Why would a country allow its people to become extraordinarily unhealthy? Why would a country allow a foreign force to invade and rape and pillage and destroy and destabilize? Because it facilitates their consolidation of power and resources. And this whole, capitalism is evil talking point it's so beautiful on their part, on the social engineers' part, on the propagandists' part, because capitalism is actually the one thing that could get us out of this mess, out of their controlling of resources and power. That is why they attack it so fiercely. That is why capitalism is enemy number one amongst the young, dumb generation that they have been just destroying the minds and souls of. Every generation has had to fight its own sort of propaganda war, but when we lose the war on capitalism, when capitalism is finally destroyed, we're fucked. We are so fucked. Did I already talk about how corporations? Yeah, I did. I already talked about how corporations work with the government to make things more advantageous for them while they fuck us. Corporations and government working together, that's called fascism, my friends. And I'm not trying to say this to be like hip and cool and I'm part of Antifa, because I think Antifa people are fucking idiots. But this is fascism. But the answer is not socialism. It is not collectivism. Let me pause and reorient. I just wanted to talk this one point out. Being a taxi driver, I want to research this more because this was a talking point I heard. So if you in the comments want to actually research it, please let me know. But I had once heard it costs about $1 million to get what is known as a taxi cab medallion in like New York City, one of the busiest places to be a cab driver, right? So all of the hoops you have to jump through, the permissions and the privileges you have to obtain with money, with bribery, you pretty much have to bribe your way into being able to have a taxi business in New York. That's not capitalism. You should literally be able to put a sign on your fucking car that says Drew's Caravan or whatever, just whatever you want to name it, and start taking trips and advertising, taking cash. That's what capitalism is. Not having to ask for permission to do business. Just the ability to do business. What industry in America right now, what job does not have a ton of administrative roadblocks to you starting? You literally are legally supposed to have at least like a business license. If you don't have a business license, a lot of industries also require you to be like bonded. You also need to be trained and licensed. Like I used to be a licensed massage therapist. I let my licensure I don't care. I'm going to get back into doing massage someday, just without a license. I went through the school. I passed the tests. I worked legally for many years. And at this point, me having to shell out hundreds and hundreds of dollars every year just to maintain a piece of paper that says you have the permission to trade your skills and labor with other people. Fuck you! You fucking statist, commie pieces of shit. I don't need your goddamn fucking permission to trade my labor. I'm getting worked up because this is something I'm extremely passionate about, not just because I'm seeing totalitarianism and authoritarianism sort of collapse the world around me, but because fundamentally, philosophically, it makes sense. I own my body. I can do whatever the fuck I want with it. Fuck you for trying to say I can't. More people need to understand that. You own your body. No one can tell you what you can and cannot do with your body, so long as you're not aggressing on other people. Universally preferable behavior. It is universally preferred not to be aggressed upon. From a philosophical standpoint, nobody wants to be aggressed upon. If they wanted to be aggressed upon, it would not therefore be aggression. So, we have our starting point of nobody wants to be aggressed upon. Now, the gray area comes in. Well, what does it mean to aggress upon someone? Well, telling me I can't earn a living because I didn't pay your bribe, your hundreds of dollars of bribes, and I didn't go through the stupid ethics and DEI training you wanted me to. So telling me I can't use my body to make money because I didn't do that, that's an act of aggression. That is very much aggressive because I want to work. I very much want to work. Our community needs healing. We need so much healing. So much healing. Let's wrap up the video real quick talking about healing and barriers to healing in this uncapitalistic, techno-feudalistic world. Plant medicines I talk about often. Often I talk about them because they're going to be capitalism and plant medicines, the two things that will navigate us out of this dark space in time. And they're illegal. They're illegal. I can't just go fucking do ayahuasca at my neighbor's house or the next door if I wanted to. How is that capitalism? Where is the freedom for me to do with my body what I want? Where is this capitalism you people talk about? Where? Because I will go there with my labor and my love, and we will build a beautiful world. But I don't see it. Please, someone in the comments section, tell me where these free markets are. Or maybe tell me I'm onto something and we should resist the techno-feudalism. What do you think? Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. If you care about building the new earth, let's do it together. Much love.